Good evening, everyone. It's Monday and it's story time. Sounds like you guys had an interesting day. I hope the walk home from school was okay. I know Mummy's a bit tired, so you guys have to help her out tonight, okay? And be good and get a good night's sleep, okay? This is your last week in school, and then you have your holidays for 2 months. So, what story are we going to tell tonight? Tonight, the story of the Giant's Causeway. Now, once upon a time, in a land not so very far away in Northern Ireland, there was a great giant called Finn McCool, whose most fearsome enemies in the world were the giants from Scotland. Finn was so angry, determined to get them, that he built a causeway all the way from Ulster over to England. He built it with an unusual six-sided cobblestone. They looked a bit like honeycomb, and they looked very, very pretty. One day he shouted a challenge over to the Scottish giant Benandonor, the Red Man, to cross the causeway to fight him. But as soon as he saw the Scot getting closer and closer on the causeway, he realised Benandonor was way, way, way bigger than he had expected, and he thought he was going to get beaten. Finn skedaddled back home to his house in Fort of Allen in County Kildare. That's not too far from where we live. And told his wife he'd picked the fight, but he thinks he was going to fight the wrong person because he might lose. Finn heard the stamping of feet of Benandonor all the way from Kincock, whose feet were so big. And when those feet got as far as Robertstown, Finn had to put 5 pounds of muck into his ear because it was so loud. Redman's spear was tall as a tick of a round tower, and he used it to knock on the door of the Fort of Allen. Finn's wife Una thought quickly. She opened the door and to Benandonor, saying, "Sure, it's a pity, but Finn is away hunting deer in County Kerry. Would you like to come in and wait? I'll show you to the great hall. You can sit down after." His wife Una invited the Red Man in to look around and showed him what she said were some of Finn's possessions. "Would you like to put that spear down just there next to Finn's?" Finn's spear was actually a huge fir tree with a pointed stone on the top. "Over there is Finn's shield," and that was a block of building oak as big as 4 chariot wheels. "Finn's late for his meal. Will you eat if I cook his favourite?" Una cooked a cake of griddle bread, baked with the iron griddle pressed inside it. Redman bit it hungry and broke 3 of his front teeth. The meat was a strip of hard fat nailed to a block of timber. He then cracked 2 more of his teeth, and then he was given a 5-gallon bucket of honey. "Would you like to say hello to his baby?" Wait, I'll have to feed the baby first." Una threw a loaf of bread to the huge baby in the bath cradle, and peeping out from a huge sheet-like dress and bonnet was Finn McCool himself. Benandonor said he wasn't much good with babies, and the honey beer had made him feel woozy. He asked to go outside to clear his head. Una showed the Red Man out where the gardens were scattered with boulders as tall as giant rocks. "Oh, Finn and his friends play catch with these rocks," she said. "Finn practices by throwing one over the fort, then running around to catch it before it falls." Of course, Redman tried, but it was so heavy He could just barely lift it above his head before dropping it. The blow only ripped his neck. Luckily the Scotsman's head was so hard, but it was also so full of sense. He thanked Una for her hospitality and said he could wait no longer because he had to return to Scotland before the time came in, and he ran away. Finn leapt from the cradle, thanked Una for her shrewdness, and chased Binandonner out of Ireland, passing Portadown and County Antrim. Finn scooped a huge clod of earth out of the ground to fling at the retreating Scot. The hole was filled with water and it became the biggest loch in Ireland, Loch Ness. He then threw it after the Scot and it landed in the middle of the ocean, and now it's called the Isle of Man. And boat giants tore up the Giant's Causeway, just leaving the ragged end at both shores. And if you go to Northern Ireland, in Ulster, or to Straffa in Scotland, you may visit them today. The ends of the beautiful causeway, that is, not the giants. Those giants have long since passed to their graves. So guys, have a great evening, and hopefully I'm going to cook my dinner now, and I'll speak to you a little bit later, okay? I love you guys. And Raya, big job for you. Go give Mummy a kiss for me. Love you.